So, last stream, I forget where we left off at. I'm sure I remember once we get back in here. Oh, there's a patch. Okay. After we patched in. So, update. This weekend, I'm going to stream on Twitch. So if any of you want to tune in to that stream, go over to my Twitch. Void God Gazuthis. We'll be doing some Enshrouded. Well, maybe Power World over there. I haven't decided yet. So I went and I farmed all of the Guard of the North. But apparently it's not. Apparently it's not all that great. No scrap. There we go. But yeah. So I'm gonna run this up here. And do that. So actually I could put all that salt in the you know, the whatchamacallit. I'm sure that whatchamacallit will be useful at some point. I'm sure, but we're gonna put that in there. What is this? I'll probably organize this more fine-tuned at a later time, probably. You know, as a better... You know. As a better organized... I wonder, though, how... that... I need to craft that. Grinding stone. Flintstone and stone. I know I have flintstone. Fossilized bone. I will need that. I know for a fact I have flintstone. Do I not have flintstone? Or did I throw it all somewhere? I think I threw it all somewhere. In there? No. Stone, limestone. A dirt road walk, that's not really a concern of mine. Okay. So that's stone. Fossilized bone. We need flintstone. Which Flintstone, if I remember right. Da, 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 da. Oh, they don't have it listed on this thing. What? Okay, so I just know how to. I just didn't know how to get stone. Oh, okay. Hey, what's up, Skimpy? What's going on? So I gotta go all the way. Through here. So, good. Yes, I do. I had to go out into the barn to in my storage. I finally got unlazy and went to the storage and found the cord for it. So, yeah, I got that working now. So, you can use it a little more now. I've been saying I was going to get it working and finally ended up getting it working, so thank God for that. So, yeah. Definitely was really wanting to get it working. It's just as hard. It's. I think another thing is too, like, yeah, matter of fact, make sure I don't have no TOS stuff in the background of my house. But actually, let me get my phone too so I can see the chat. Yes, I do. So, prop my phone here. I actually live out in the country. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, I live out in the country. Like in the middle of nowhere. Actually, give a bit of a better view actually. One second here. My cord's long enough. But yeah. I live way out in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah. So, the Bear Green and Whiteborn, I don't own it all. No. I'm staying at my grandparents at the moment because I can't afford to get my own place right now. I moved back. I wish I owned it all. I had to move back in with my grandparents because of my ex-fiance. I had lived in Chicago. So, when I moved out on my own, back after high school, I lived on my own in Marionville, which is like 30 minutes away from here where I go to work every day. And I moved there for a little bit, had a roommate. We had to move out of that place. I had to find somewhere to go. I lived in Iowa for like 2 years. Got in a relationship with my now ex-fiance like about 5 years ago. Moved to Chicago, stayed there for about 4 years. Moved back here to the family home where I originally grew up at, where I'm living at now. And then been here since for the past 2 years because shit's expensive and it's getting hard to save up to get my own place. So I wish I owned all of it though. But yeah, it's my grandparents. I mean, yeah, it's at one point I had something set up where I could have owned my own house. I was working, they call them tiny homes here. Mine wasn't, well, it wasn't exactly tiny. It was a pretty good, decent building. But I bought a pre-built building and you can turn them into houses and stuff. Well, anyways, I had that set up, and again, because my ex-fiance didn't want to help, didn't want to get a job, you know, it was gonna take an effort of a couple, you know, a relationship, work together, teamwork. She didn't want to put her part of the teamwork in on it, and that fell through. And then, you know, she ended up cheating. Long story short, after that, we split. So that whole process fell through. I mean, because of the way I was raised and stuff, I knew how to do a majority of the building work on my own inside the house and whatnot. You know, I don't know how to run electrical and all that, but I kind of, because how I was raised, I mean, hey, it happens, you know. As we've always said, you know, it is what it is, but, I mean, shit happens, you know. But yeah, I need help with electrical every now and then whenever I was a kid. I used to help my grandpa with stuff when he would build on projects and whatnot. But yeah, so we would have had a house for probably around 80 or 90 grand by the time it was all said and done, with, you know, all the building and plumbing and everything all done, with the way I had it set up. And I thought all this on my own. Like, we would have had a spot after the building was rent to own, right? And the building itself was only about $25K to pay off. So we would have paid off that building, and then after the $25K plus all the interior done, like I said, we probably would have averaged $100K maybe between everything. But here's the thing: once we paid, I literally thought this out, because this is how I do things now. I think like things through to such an extent. Like I almost think of them in a multiversal outcome. Like I literally, it's like I look through the multiverse and see every potential outcome known to man to see what best suits the situation or what best suits to come out in success, right? So I thought about it, and I took the best course of action. But long story short, would have had a house for 100 grand. The building would have been paid off after we paid the 25,000 off. So then we would have had nothing to pay on that. Wouldn't have been no mortgage or no shit like that. And the building also could have been transportable, by the way, because of the good service the guy provides, you know, whatnot. But anyways, would have had that done. After the building would have been done and everything completed, the only expenses we would have had to worry about is lot rent, because we had moved it with the type of building it was. It was in a trailer park in town. It was a nice trailer park though. It wasn't like a trashy one. It was actually a really nice one. But we only had the lot rent to pay, and then we would have only had like electric and a few other like, you know, expenses to pay, and that would have been it. That literally would have been it. And the lot rent per month was like 100, 200 bucks. It like was nothing. So I literally, like, I thought of like that literally was the best, cheapest, like, outcome you could have. Like that was a flawless, like, financial decision if you really think about it. And if it would have panned out and, you know, completely went through, I'd be sitting in a really good spot right now. No, we moved out here. She, in a way, refused to work. But the thing is, in her defense, though, in the beginning, before this idea even came up or came to light, right? I told her, like, you know, I was gonna be the man, I was gonna work, I was gonna provide, you know, I was gonna take care of all that, right? And I have no problem doing that, because I was raised in a kind of traditional household, right? So I had no problems doing that, right? But then when we took the step. When we took that step, put the 1,000 down on the building to have them build it and transport it, you know, up there and whatnot. When we took the step to initiate this plan, after I was already spending my money to try to cover the monthly rent for the building, and plus put my expenses into the building to build the inside, she didn't get a job yet. She was, I'm looking, but she was watching those pyramid scheme type YouTube videos where they say work at home jobs and all this other shit. She would keep saying she was looking for a job, but that's what she was doing. She was always watching those videos and going to those websites and doing all that bullshit, saying she was looking for a job. But anybody knows as well as anybody with common sense that most of those videos and websites are all pyramid schemes and bullshit. So no, she didn't have a job. It's a good idea, but see, the problem is with a lot of the problem is that market is so saturated with, like, bullshit scam shit. You really got to pay attention to, like, the descriptions on shit to know if it's an actual... Yeah, and the thing is that unless you know what you're looking for and you know the proper things to, like, look for and to observe, you're gonna fall into a lot of scams. That the work at home job market, work from home. God damn, if I could talk. The work from home job market isn't entirely a scam in and of itself. That's not completely at all what I'm saying. People are able to make it happen, and it's a legit thing. But for every 1,000 scams, there's maybe 5 actual legit company jobs that provide that. When I went on back, especially back during COVID, it was really bad. But after COVID, right, a lot of that work from home shit died down and everything went back to somewhat normal anyway. I would see a lot of work at home job posts, but a lot of them would be like, do this and fill this out. And then once you filled it out and, like, got the job or whatever, they'd either send you to some address that was in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, and there would be no building, no anything, and you'd be in the middle of nowhere where you could possibly get jumped or kidnapped. Or you'd fill out, you know, all this paperwork and stuff, and then you wouldn't hear back for years, and it turned out that you'd find out on the news either this shit was a scam, or they'd sit there, okay, you get what is it called? Not compensation. It's the other word for it. Oh, son of a bitch. It's a type of wage, like, when you Those people that go and sell like vacuums door to door or whatever. Oh, I used to know what it was called. Not compensation. Oh, I forgot the word. I forgot the word. And I know it's like right there too. Not salary. Oh, damn it. I forgot the word. Anyways, it'll come to me later when I least expect it. But it was those kind of jobs where it was like a commission. There we go. Commission. Pretty sure that's the word, right? You'd get a commission. They say it's a commission salary, right? So kind of like those people that go door to door selling vacuums, they pretty much make like they take home like 70 or 80% of what the person spends on the vacuum, but the company takes out their percentage, right? A lot of them would be that, but a lot of them would be, you do this, but then for every person or every one of this or every one of that, you get this much on top of what you make. So it was like a whole like chain reaction pyramid scheme type thing. There was so much of that, and there still is so much of that. But work at home is kind of, you really got to be smart when you go for jobs like that, because if you don't, you can get scammed or fished out, shit like that. So, but yeah, there's it's definitely good if you can manage to find an actual legit one, but every now and then, it's kind of hard to do. I need to see if I can find fossilized bone dust. I actually, so it's funny you mentioned that. I'm not announcing this on stream, by the way. This isn't something that's going to be, confirmed 100%. But later down the line, I actually have plans to start doing that. After I get my own place and whatever, everything goes to plan, it'll be local only for the beginning, but I'm going to start doing my own computer repair business. Back throughout my past and throughout my life, I went and I've messed with computers. I mean, every computer I've owned for the most part, besides laptops, I've bought all the parts for and built myself, or fixed myself. My very first gaming desktop, matter of fact, most people wouldn't do this as their first PC build, right? They wouldn't risk this much money. But I was super confident in my ability. I went, in my very first gaming desktop was a full tower. I did a full tower, big ass tower, obviously. I spent $4,000 in parts. It was an AMD Threadripper with a 1060. And this is back when 1060 and 1080 was like the really good graphics cards. So this is a bit back. But I had a 1060. I think it was 12 or 14 gig VRAM in the 1060. There's a 3-fan. There's a big ass graphics card. But it was a Threadripper 1060, 32 gigs of RAM, 4 terabyte storage with a Asus. No, it was a MSI X399 carbon fiber motherboard. You could fit probably 4 graphics cards on it. You could fit over 126 gigs of RAM or whatever. No, back then, that was when like stuff like Nvidia and like some of the other stuff. This is back before things got a little bit more balanced on prices. Things now are a little bit more like balanced in a way on prices with certain things. But back whenever I bought that, this was back when Nvidia cards, like on the high end, would hover at like $1,000 to $1,200 a piece per graphics card, depending on what you got. And back whenever Intel was a big thing, and Intel's still a big thing, and I think Intel's overpriced, but that's an argument or a debate for another day. But back when I bought that, I mean, the parts were expensive, minus the Threadripper. The Threadripper was pretty expensive too. I mean, I paid $500-600 for that, which for the size and the power it had was actually a really good deal. But yeah, by the time I put everything together, I mean, at that time it was worth 4,000. Now, of course, as time went on, new stuff come out. Computer wasn't worth that money, but exactly. But yeah, so that was my first computer I ever built. I still have photos of it. I need to upload those at some point, show them on stream. But there's a few computers I built during that time. But I spent 4 grand on parts, and why I did this for my first computer build, I don't know. Most people wouldn't risk that much money on a build, especially their very first one that they're doing themselves. So, but I did it. I took the risk. I looked at it this way. I said, look, if I mess it up, I know I shouldn't be doing this. But if I build it and I'm successful and it works properly, I know I have a hidden talent. I know I can do something or mess with something that I enjoy as a hobby, because I enjoy gaming, as a hobby, and I enjoy doing the stuff that I do. I was like, it'd be even better, if I knew how to build computers and like be more interactive in that community. So I was like, let me do this. If I don't do it, yes, it's 4 grand loss, but at least I know I can't do it. But if I succeed, hey, that's 4 grand. I have a beasted gaming computer, almost pretty much top of the line at that day and age. It was going to be worth it if it worked. So, so everything came with a manual, but it's hard for me to explain. So the manual with the graphics card, the RAM, all that stuff, I just took the box, took the part out of the box, threw the box to the side, didn't give a shit about the manual. The only manual that I think I looked for 2 things on was the motherboard one. To put the graphics card in, the processor, all that in, I had an innate sense of how things work. Because before I did that build, I used to clean them only. Never took anything out of them and took them apart, but I would only clean them. But I knew what part was where. I knew what the processor was. I knew where the graphics card was. I knew what the RAM was. I knew what the hard drive was. So I had a basic understanding. So as far as where the parts go and where certain things plug in, I didn't give a shit. I knew how to do it. I knew where things needed to hook up, and I had an innate understanding. So I plugged everything up that I knew. But then as far as the motherboard, because my motherboard had lights on it, because I was a sucker for RGB back in the day. But I needed to know where certain plugs went in. Like they're these really tiny, probably no bigger than the head of this screwdriver head here, wires that you had to plug in specific spots, like one for the power button, one for the LEDs, one for the the little tiny shit, right? Because I wanted to see the manual for that, because that I didn't want to mess up, because some of those were important, wires, and I didn't want to fuck those up and plug them in the wrong spot. But for that, and oh damn it, there was one other thing. But there was that one and one other thing that I only used the manual for. But everything else, no. I just mental memory from when I cleaned computers before. Just put it in. This goes here. I know this goes here. Stuff like that. Plugged it in, right? And had everything set up. And I had it on the floor at the time because, of course, more area, and everything like that. So, plugged it in. Got everything plugged in. And I was like, okay. Moment of truth. I said, I hit this power button. Hey, it catches on fire. Shit, we put it out. Or I power it on, nothing happens. Okay, I can at least know that, okay, that doesn't mean it's ruined. That just may mean I have something plugged in wrong. Or I power it on and it comes right on, right? One of 3 outcomes, right? Hit the power button. No smoky smell. Thank God. Monitor comes on, I'm like, okay, we're sitting good. And sometimes, when computers first boot up like that after being built, at least from my understanding, it can take a little bit for things to, start, get going, so screen sits there on for a while, right? Blows up, right? So screen comes on, it takes it a minute to kind of, to get that, to get going. And, logo of the motherboard or the BIOS, whatever pops up, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, okay, here we go. And it says, okay, select your boot up drive. Obviously, did I have a CD thing in that? Yes, I did have a CD in that one. So, Windows, I think it was 8. Pretty sure it was 8. No, 10. One of the two, 8 or 10, whichever, at the time. That was newest. So, I think it was 10, though. Put the disc in, you know, push it in, you know, boot media, Windows disk, whatnot. Windows comes up, finds stuff, and I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, did I actually successfully build this expensive ass computer, right? So install Windows and everything, you know, it does its restart, you know, it does its process to complete the installation. So it's, you know, shuts off. I'm like, okay, power it back on, boots up, set up the account, log it in, comes on, you know, recycle bin, the internet, you know, all that stuff on there. Everything. I'm like, well, shit. I'm like, I fucking did it. You know, I did it. You know, I was excited, you know, and I was like, I can build a fucking computer now, you know? So, it was from that day on, like it was all over, but the being broke. And I say it was all over but the being broke because I was buying parts all the time. I was picking up projects. You know, hey, you got a computer I could build or use as a project? It got crazy. It got crazy, right? And I was asking people, hey, you need me to work on a computer? Hey, you need a computer? Hey, you want one built? Hey, you. I was always asking around and stuff, and I'd have people every now and then like, hey, can you clean this? Hey, can you fix this? Hey, can you do that? You know, and I'd do it every now and then, but like I never got to do it as much as I wanted to. And another thing that I wanted to get into is, you know, video game design or like computer programming, because it's Iron Man's fault. And I say it's Iron Man's fault because, and also again, forgive my ADHD, I kind of go all over the place when I talk. But I say it's Iron Man's fault because back when the first Iron Man movie came out, it was like 2003, I think, or something like that. It was like the very, very first Iron Man, you know, when Robert Downey Jr., you know, Tony Stark, or Robert Downey Jr.'s first Iron Man movie, you know. And after I saw that movie, I don't know what it was. I think it was just a tech aspect. It's like something about deep inside when I saw the tech in that movie, it like, my eyes glowed. Like, I was just like, oh my God, I love technology. Like, I love technology. And yeah, again, it's game design was one of those things, like it's now, I'm not like super interested in it now, of course. Um I that was kind of like a one-off phase, I guess, in a way that I was in. There's a story about that, actually. It's long, I could go on at some other point, but my dad loves technology. Oh, dude, yeah, technology is fucking cool as shit. Um, but yeah, I after Iron Man though, it was, I don't know, like I've always thought I've had this crazy innate like smarts when it comes to tech because of like, I don't know if it'd be engineering or how you would say it, but like, so you remember Bionicle? Well, okay, no, I gotta remember. Sometimes I'm older than the people that pop in my chat. I gotta remember this. Okay, you do know Bionicle. Okay, fucking phenomenal, sweet. So Bionicle, I before Dragon Ball came out, before I even knew about Dragon Ball, right? Bionicle was my religion. Like, you might as well say I took it to heart so much it was like a religion for me, right? I was Bionicle in Legos days on days on days on days on days on days on days. Well, every time we bought the set, right? My very first Bionicle set, right? I bought, put it together, coolest shit ever, right? But after one or two sets, after my first one or two sets, I almost never needed to read the instruction manual. I could just look at the picture on the box and was able to put it together based on the picture off the front of the box or the container, the plastic container that came in. And I remember my grandpa always bragging to so many people about that. Like, you know how parents sometimes brag about their kids, right? Well, there'd be times, you know, parents would brag about theirs, and he'd be like, yeah, you know, well, Ken here, you know, when he builds, you know, those Bionicles and stuff, he's like, he don't even read the instruction booklet half the time. He just looks at the picture on the box and puts it together based on the picture. And I did. That's how I used to build a lot of them. I just, oh, instruction book look cool, toss it aside, and then I just look at the picture and build it off that. I've always had this, and then of course, as any kid would, I'd take them apart, build all kinds of other crazy stuff out of them. But I always just had this innate, like, sense of being able to look at, like, a photo at times and just being like, oh, okay, just based on the photo, I know how that goes together. You know what I mean? And I don't know what's crazy. It's they could be depending on, so like, for example, I'll show you my favorite build. One of my favorite builds I ever did. I want to buy this guy again. Let me see if I can. Enshrouded. I think this is him. Yeah, this is him. This is definitely him. So this guy... Okay. Is there a bigger picture? This guy... This guy was intense. He was one of the most intense sets I built. Because he actually has like a piston type. When I got this set for Christmas, I was pumped. Because I wanted him so bad. And quick story about his lore. And the thing was it this one? Or was it this one? I think it was this one that I had. The one with the two back tentacles that he has. If you can see it. I think it was that set that I had. Don't exactly remember. But yeah, he was of course no big picture. All the small ones. Right. There we go. Well, anyways, so this guy, the reason why I wanted him so bad was because I've always liked super strong or OP characters in a lot of like fantasy type, situations, right? That's why I like Goku, because he's like broken as shit with Ultra Instinct and stuff, and other characters from other shows, right? But this guy here, so anybody that remembers the Toa Nuva, the Toa Mata, and then the Toa Metru, kind of the first 2 or 3 generations of the Toa, if based on certain books, depending on what you read, right? So the Toa Mata, Nuva, and Metru. So, or in the correct order, Metru, Mata, and Nuva. So, this guy here is so strong. They said he could take on the Toa Nuva by himself. All 6 or 7 of them. And he could win. So when I heard about that, I was like, this guy, I want him. I want him, I want him, I want him. What I did for this guy, and the only reason why I did this is because with the picture on the box, it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, kind of like on this one, you can kind of get a gist, but depending on the shading and the lighting in the photo, Nuva, sorry. Not Nuba. I know, my mic is kind of iffy, but Nuva, N-U-V-E, or N-U-V-A, my bad. What are they? Okay. The Toa Nuva, from what I understand, are the strongest Toa to exist. They're like stupid broken. So, Tahu, Kopaka, Liwa, Gali, Onua, and Pahatu. I know the names. That's crazy, right? I know all the names of a couple of the generations. These guys, these are how they looked in their sets, obviously in real life. I know, right? Cool as shit. These Toa, these are the Toa. Like, you've got the Metru Toa and the Mata and like some of the other Toas, and it's like, okay, yeah, you could fight them, you could get past them, right? When these guys showed up, though, that was it. That was it. Like, if you had the Nuva showing up to fight you because you whooped the ass of the other Toa, you just might as well go quietly. These guys were stupidly overpowered. I think, matter of fact, Tahu, I think by himself, they said he could like make volcanoes erupt and shit. And when you're talking bionicle power scaling, the ability to just be able to make volcanoes erupt on command is broken. It is super broken. And that's not even their strongest forms. They have stronger forms. Both abilities and power. So, for example, the black one here, Onua, he could see, he had night vision. I think he still did. I know the Choa Metru, what's his name? Wanua, I think was his name. He, was it Wanua? I think it was Wanua. Wanua, Toa Metru Wanua, he had night vision. I'm pretty sure Onua, the black one from the Nuva, I'm pretty sure he had night vision as well. But he had also the power of strength. His protodermis weapon right here looks like a chainsaw. He could put them on his skates or use them to create earthquakes. Like he could stab them in the ground, right, and make earthquakes. Or he could put his hands together, charge them up, and slam them in the ground to make earthquakes, right? Like, just that was broken. There's a couple of movies. Matter of fact, there's some movies you should check out. That'll completely they'll help explain a little better if you ever get time. There's also Bionicles that have masks that are like the Mask of Time, stuff like that. It gets insane. But these guys, they are like a whole new level of some shit. But there's Mask of Light. There's Bionicle movie, the first one, Mask of Light. They're out of order when I list them. I'll list the correct order after this, but this is how they came out, the order they came out. Bionicle the Mask of Light's the first one. Bionicle Legends of Metru Nui is the second one. And then Bionicle 3, The Web of Shadows is the third one. The actual chronological lore order of the movies is Legends of Metru Nui, the second movie, the third movie, Bionicle Web of Shadows, and then Bionicle the Mask of Light. So in a weird way, they're kind of like reversed, but not, in a weird way. But that's the actual order lore-wise that they go. Because what happens is the reason why, I don't know why they released them like that. They should have done it the correct way. But, long story short, this will kind of give you the plot behind each movie when I do this, right? I want to use this photo. I'll use this photo. Okay, there's that one, and then Turaga. I want, not Uraga, Turaga. I'm hoping. Okay. That photo's not exactly the best, is it? This is a little better. Okay, so get ready. So these Toa Metru, they're from the second movie, Bionicle 2: Legends of Metru Nui. Vakama, Nokama, Wanua, Nuju. Oh, I forget his name. I always struggle with the brown one. Man, what's the brown one? Fuck, I used to know his name. It's not Pahatu, it's not Nuju. I know he's Wanua. I cannot remember the brown one. Forgive me on that. Oh, and Matau. I forgot the green one up there. So, Nuju, Matau, Vakama, Nokama, and Wanua. They were Matoran before they became the Toa. They were this. Those are the Matoran versions of them before they became Toa. So they started that way. Toa Lekon, I'll show him at a later time. He comes in, hands each one of them a stone. They end up meeting at the, I want to say it's the Protoderma Shrine or the Toa Shrine. In a way, yeah. So they show up. They go to the Protoderma Shrine or the Toa Shrine. They put the stones in. It hits them, and they, matter of fact, we'll just do this. So, this is a scene from the movie. I'm just gonna show it because it kind of helps explain what happens. But the Matoran, of course, go to the temple. The Toa Suva. I want to see if I can find a HD version of this. I can. Give me 1 second. I forgot. Bear with me. I forgot. There is a HD version of this. Here we go. I'll let this short part of the movie play out. But this is how they look as Matoran in the movies.
Did you wrong turn?
Red's Vakama, green is Matau.
It appears we are not alone.
White's Nuju. Wanua is black.
Well,
Nakama, the blue.
Me too.
I don't remember the brown ones. Give me a sec, bear with me. I'm gonna look up the brown one's name. I cannot remember. I feel so bad. Onua. So his name is Onua, but it's spelled different. Okay. There we go. So, Nakoma, Onua, Vakama, Matau, Wanua, and Nuju.
It appears we have all received these curious stones, all similar, yet each...
Now, one piece of the lore real quick to keep in mind, the reason why their mouths inside, like under the robotics, look organic is because they are kind of a hybrid between organic and mechanic beings. There's a lore video you can look up. It's literally called Are Bionicles Organic or Tech? And he explains into it in really good detail. But pretty much like they have like a organic heart in a way, but it's all like a, think of like a, yeah, that's kind of what it is. Yeah, they kind of don't understand yet what's going on. Think of it as like, okay, let's say there's carbon-based, or another type of carbon-based life, right? Where instead of it being straight organic like us, it's where metal inorganic kind of fuses, and it like is able to like have they're able to have like an actual conscious and everything. But it's like a symbiotic of like somehow natural tech made from actual like living existence somehow is able to coexist with biological matter like flesh and whatnot, and they're able to kind of like, you know what I mean? It's hard as hell to explain, but kind of in that way. It's like a symbiotic like AI type weird thing, you know what I mean? So that's kind of how what Bionicles are in the lore, in this aspect, and in the movies. That's kind of why they look a little bit more organic than usual robotic, you know, characters look. You'll kind of be able to tell too with how they move, and like kind of like the purple, like on Nakoma here, like kind of like that purplish stuff. That's supposed to be like some kind of muscle, like tissue, I think, or whatever, that's under the armor to kind of help them move, like to move like actual humans in a way. That's why they can move it human-like to such a excellent degree.
Unique
Like us, all Matoran. Some just more handsome looking than us.
Who's ever heard of a Matoran getting summoned to the Great Temple like this?
What will be asked of us? We here are all just strangers.
Some stranger than others.
Your negativity pollutes this sanctuary, Builder.
Save the lessons for your class, teacher.
Look, we're here for a reason.
So, the Toa Suva is inside the temple, and as you'll see, it's responsible for turning the next Matoran, if I remember right. This is how it was at this time, for this specific scenario. But it could either be what's used to turn, if they use it in this aspect, to turn Matoran into Toa, or there's other ways, as you can see in the Mask of Light. But I don't want to show you the Mask of Light, how that transformation works, because that's the end of the movie, and I don't like. This is something that's precious enough to a community that I don't want to spoil the ending of any of the movies, really. So, but this will show you what happens with what I was talking about with the Toa and kind of the lore. So, you know, the Matoran, they get handed these 6 stones. They're putting him in.
Faithful Matoran. Metronui needs you. A shadow threatens its heart. Prove yourselves worthy, Toa, and fear not. The Great Spirit shall guide you in ways you could not imagine.
This is actually really cool, but I thought this part was the coolest shit ever. I remember being so excited as a kid, man, when I saw this. So now they're turned into Toa. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much they hit puberty. Yeah, pretty much. They're now adults, if you think about it, / Toa. So yeah, they just hit, and now they have even more power. See, before they kind of had slightly kind of powers. They could use like weapons and stuff. But now they have actual like mask powers. A lot of the powers in Bionicle come from their mask and like what element their tribe is. So, but now they're actually able to harness and like tap into that power.
Amazing. Am I a Toa? If we appear to be Toa heroes, then we are Toa heroes. Now this is a...
So that's what happened to them. So they became, the Matoran became these guys, right? As you just saw, right? So the Matoran became them. Towards the end of the second movie, or no, the third movie. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the end, but I kind of have to when it comes about the lore. So the third movie, long story short, no, actually, this won't really ruin it, because if you don't know certain pieces of lore, it won't make sense in a way. So, we're going to skip about 90% of the plot in movie 3. Long story short, they're this. Into movie 3, they turn back to this. That's all I'm going to say about movie 3. But once they're turned back to this, they end up giving all their elemental powers out to all these Matoran that are asleep in these capsules on the island of Motunui. Now, after they do that, they become, oh, if I can find it, they become these. They're called Turaga. Now, Turaga, so you know, Onua, Wanua, Nakoma, Vakama, Matau, you know, Nuju. So, they become these. This is the best photo I can find. This is from an old Flash game on, I think, Lego.com, back when that site was popular with games. So, yeah, this is the best picture. It's old as shit from way back in the day, so obviously, yeah, they look weird in the game, I know. So, the sets even look kind of weird themselves. But they turn into this, right? Obviously, in the movies, they're going to be better represented because of CGI and whatnot. But they turn into Turaga. Turaga's pretty much kind of like, you know, kind of like in real life how, you know, you're a kid, teenager, adult, and then as you get older, you know, you kind of, I don't want to say regress, but I mean, in a way, you know, let's be brutally honest here in real life, you regress, you know, you get shorter, you're kind of, you know, a little bit walker, got to walk with some kind of walking stick or something like that. They're kind of like the old wise tribe elders. That'd be the way to put it, right? That's the best way to put it. So they become the old wise, you know, elders of each of their tribes, you know, the fire, water, earth, stone, ice, air, you know, tribes, right? So then time goes on. Time goes on. I don't know how, I don't remember how many years. I did a big time jump because there's a lot that happens in movie 3. I'm trying to see if I can find a good photo. But I can't find a big one. So we're gonna go. But time goes on. I think it's 100 years or so. I know I know it's definitely more than 100 years, but in their time. These guys, they're not colored. Keep in mind. These capsules wash up on the shore of Mata Nui. 6 capsules. They're spilled open. Parts are spread everywhere. And they're all gray. They're all grayscale because there's no energy in them and whatnot. Well, these things, since they're kind of half organic, half bionic, they're able to regenerate. It's some kind of muscle tissue or some kind of tissue they have in their body where it's able to like really fastly regenerate. Even if like they're blown, like, because they're Lego pieces, of course, whatnot. Even if they're like blown apart, their pieces can like come back together and like they can regenerate. But it takes a long time. It can take a long time, depending how much energy is left in their bodies, right? Well, it's been hundreds of years, as far as I know. That's correct in the lore. And, because, again, this has been like a couple decades since I remember all this. But, so, all of their pieces, you know, start coming back together and everything. And they're grayscaled out because their mass powers have left, you know. When their masks get put back on, they start getting their powers back. And after they all get their color and powers back, everybody notices these are new Toa. But they haven't seen Toa in centuries, right? So they're kind of like, wait a minute, you know, new Toa, wait, how is that, you know, possible? So on and so forth. And so you've got Tahu, Onua, spelled O-N-U-A, Pohatu, Gali, Kopaka, and Liwa. They're all Toa Mata. And that they're called Mata because they're the weaker forms of their Toa selves. Still strong. These, if I remember right, they are actually born or were created from the Great Spirit. They were created from the primal elements they represent themselves. So they're not just like linked to the elements. They are completely born from the elements themselves. The natural primordial elements. So they are kind of already stupid strong based off that. You know, being a Matoran and then becoming a Toa, you're stronger. But being created from the actual element, its primordial natural element itself you represent, is something completely different. You're tied into the element to a whole different level than other Toa. You know, obviously, right? So they're already kind of strong based off that. As far as I know, there was a battle that happened. A lot of shit. It'd take me 5 hours that I don't have time for to explain the majority of that. But we're gonna skip ahead by a lot here. Certain parts I remember is there's a battle. The Toa Mata fall into a pool of energized protodermis. No, nothing happens for a few minutes. And they come out looking like this. Now, as you can clearly already tell, they look like they took some steroids, right? They're coming out looking like this now. You're going to be thinking, whoa, holy shit. Like, yo, did you shoot the juice or what? Like, you all armored up with energized protodermis armor and all this shit, right? New weapons and all this shit, right? So, in the battle, there was a battle with these things called Borak. And they were fighting. And if I remember right, the Borak queens or somebody knocks them into the pool. Like, each one, like, falls into a pool or gets knocked into it. It's supposed to be deadly to Bionicles, to the Bionicle race, to, like, fall in protodermis or, you know, whatnot. They can't fall in it. It's supposed to, like, melt them down or break them down or, like, supposed to mutate them and shit like that. It's, like, really dangerous to them. But what happened to these guys, because, like I said, they're made of, like, they're, like, from the primordial elements themselves or whatever, they kind of, like, got enhanced by it. It's kind of like thinking of, you know, where with us, humans, like, we fall in lava. Yeah, there may be, look, I know I'm reaching here, but nothing, I am a firm believer, nothing is completely impossible. Nothing is a complete 0% chance impossible. But this is just an example, and there is a probability. But let's just say, you know, for the sake of argument, there's such a small probability. I mean, we're talking, oh, a new color. Oh, yeah, we get, yeah, okay. Yeah. So, think of it like this. As a human, you fall in lava. Let's say, you know, for us, yeah, there could be that 0. A Googleplexith of a chance. So we're talking like borderline impossible, right? Absolutely impossible. Because we're talking such a small, you know, chance here that, yeah, they can mutate and, like, get powers from it, right? Whereas you have somebody that's born from lava itself, falls into that lava or falls into an energized lava pool, they're not going to die from that. They're going to get enhanced from that. Because they're falling into something they were born from. And it's an energized version of it. So they're just going to get stupidly stronger, right? That's pretty much what happened to them. They have protodermis within them. But yeah, that's why they didn't die. They kind of fell into something that, in a weird way, has to do with them being alive. This is, if I remember right, I could be slightly off a little bit. Because again, this is stuff that I'm trying to remember from back when I was like 8. So this is like 20 years ago. But yeah, they didn't die because it had a different effect on them, whereas other Bionicles and other Toa, they could die, get mutated, or vice versa. And it may be the mutation part that actually got them instead of what I'm saying too. So it could be an either or. But either way, they gained something out of it. So they fell in, they came out looking clearly like, they obviously look a little bit more badass, you know, looking like this, of course. New mass powers, elemental powers are like times 100 in scale on this. And they're like, yeah, they're like stupid strong now. So, ridiculously overpowered. Yeah. So with the Toa Nuva, they're a whole different league of their own. I mean, I would say, I guess the closest thing I can say with the Toa Nuva is like, okay, with Dragon Ball, you've got Goku, Vegeta, so on and so forth. Or the Omni King, you know, or the Grand Priest, Omni King, the Angels, the Gods of Destruction, then Goku, or then the lower gods, well, Goku right now. I'm a power scale here, so we'll say Goku, below the Gods of Destruction, then Vegeta, so on and so forth, you know. So, I would say the Toa Nuva, they can't be the Omni King because Montanui, the Great Spirit, it would be that level. Can't say the Grand Priest because there's other Bionicles that could rank and be in that class. But I would say, if you want to say Gods of Destruction or Goku level, the Toa Nuva would be that. They may not be the all-powerful, all-knowing, all-seeing, like, Toa, but they're still of a level of power that they show up, you better show some respect. Because if you don't, you'll be made to. And they have the walk to back it up. Yeah, I mean, Tahu himself in the movie A Mask of Light, like, he surfs on lava. Like, his fire blades, right? He surfs on lava. Toa, Tahu, Nuva. Why are they all small pictures? Okay, that's the new Tahu. I forgot they re-released a lot of new Tahu. Oh, I forgot there was a different version too. So his two swords, he surfs on lava. And this is casual. Like, this isn't like he's got to power up a little bit to do it. No, he can just put his blades together, throw it on lava, and start surfing. No problem. Okay. No, you're good. You're good. Thanks for letting me know. But yeah, he can just throw it, surf. That's simple. And that's just, and he also in the movie, he does this in the movie. And then in the movie as well, he saves Takua from a lava wave coming. And when they get on a lava waterfall, he heats his blades up. Well, here's a photo of him in the movie right here. He heats his blades up like that, stabs him in the side, slides down where it's safe where the lava won't touch them. And the lava wave's coming over the waterfall, so it's clearly going to hit them if he doesn't do something. Just sitting there breathing, his mask puts a shield up, and the lava just goes over the shield, doesn't touch him. And it's just him casually. Like, I'm sitting here casually talking to you, he's just casually doing all this. Like it's nothing. Like it's as easy as breathing for him. And that's just his feats in the movie. Like, obviously in the movie they couldn't show his full feats, but that's just his basic, casual, existing movie feats. By casually existing. So no, we've never yet in an animated way ever seen him go full, like, yeah, we've never seen him go full power. So, well, matter of fact, here you go. That's the cover of one of the books right there. Of him doing that. So, rumor has it Bionicle might make a comeback. But it's just a rumor right now. Yeah, I loved that shit growing up. Like, that was my shit. Love that shit, man. I miss it. I miss it. Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. Thing with Tahu, though, he kind of has a bit of an ego. He's the leader of the Toa Nuva. Definitely do. If you want, before you have to go, let me do this real quick. You can watch them either in lore accurate order or just in the order they are here.
I found.
No. God damn it. What I'm gonna do, I'll send them to you in lore accurate order. And if you want to watch them that way, that's fine. I'll put them on my stream here. Let me actually open my stream. Duh. Oh, wait. I'm stupid. I can just do this. There's that one. They might not show up as links in the chat. I don't know. Or they might. I don't know. There's that one. Now, this is the lore accurate order. But you can watch them in whatever order you prefer. So that would be the lore accurate listing of how they are. But like I said, you can watch them in the release order if you want. So those are the 3, and I'm sad that they only did 3, and they did. They only did 3. Well, no, they didn't. They did 4, but you would have to. I would send you the 4th one, but there's like so much information that if you don't have the information you're missing from not having the chance to research it or whatever. If you don't have that information, sending you the 4th movie, it won't make sense at all. It literally won't. So, but those are the 3. Yeah, no problem. Like, give them a watch. They are 100% worth it. And let me know what you think. Also, real quick, I do want to show you before you go. This this is a game. These people made a game back in the past, Mask of Power, but it was like a cheap like Unreal Engine 3 or whatever make, and it was free, and there wasn't much to it. But they're gonna officially make an Unreal Engine, I think 5 Bionicle game that's fully open world. Supposed to come out this year. This was the trailer they dropped. I'm going to show it to you real quick before you go. And it's amazing, and I'm pumped.
New from Team Konoe.
And the song is my favorite song. I actually have the song in my playlist. It's crazy, but it almost brought a tear to my eye when I saw this and heard this song, like, because, my childhood. I love this song. Don't you fear that it's too late to turn the tide? These machines were never built to make things right. Dude. And we'll show a little bit of gameplay. Masks of Power. But yeah, that dude, and everybody should know when that game releases or comes out on pre-order, I'm pre-ordering the highest pre-order package. Okay, Unreal Engine 5, I see it there in the description. Dude, that song, dude, it's on my playlist. Listen to it every morning and every night. And on the weekends. When this game comes out and gets announced, if they have like a high pre-order where you can get a statue, whatever, I don't care how much it costs, I'm pre-ordering it. That's my childhood. That is my childhood. I am pre-ordering it. Highest package. And I'm playing this on release. 100%. 100%. Especially since the combat looks really good. I tried to get Asmongold to react to the trailer because I was wondering and hoping maybe he might see it, because I was wanting to see his reaction to see if he knows about Bionicle. But yeah, I'm pumped for this. Like, this is the one game I'm super pumped for. By the way, since you're in here real quick too, this weekend I will be on Twitch. I'll be streaming my Twitch this weekend. Forgot to let you know that. I was hoping I would catch you. You too. And yeah, I'll be on Twitch this weekend. Thought I'd let you know since I got you in here. I was hoping you'd come in here so I could tell you that. So that way if I went live and you didn't see me, you knew where I was at. But you have a good day too. And I'll see you in the next stream that you come in, alright? Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. See ya. Did I not have my display on? I didn't. Fuck. What was it I needed the... What did I need the fossilized bone dust for? I don't remember.
Strike while the iron hot.
Was it... No? Was it with you? No? Was it with you? No? What did I need? I don't remember what I... Oh! I know what it was for. I know exactly what it was for. Was it this? It wasn't that. 10 bars, copper bars. Left all my copper bars in there. A lot of copper. I need charcoal. Dirt. Of course I need dirt. I need to build a better axe. What am I doing? I have to build that hatchet. The hell? Oh shit, bronze? Okay. String and shroud wood. Okay, I have that. Here. Or here. Shroudwood, I think I have that up here. Don't I have any shroudwood? What? I don't? There's no way. There's no way I don't have shroudwood. Nuh-uh. What? I actually don't? I don't. I need to fix that. Clearly I need to fix that. Holy. I thought I had it. Oh yeah, I might have thrown it away though too. I didn't even think about that. I forgot. Because I did do a big clean out. I did do a big clean out of stuff. I forgot. Forgot I did a big clean out. Whoopsie. Now we should be able to.
Anything else?
There we go. Now I got a much better axe. Oh, yeah, that's not where that goes. Copper pickaxe, copper axe. Good, 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 good. I can store some of this crappier stuff down here. I need logs. I need to keep the dirt. Take that axe. Okay. Logs and dirt. I need logs and dirt. a shit ton of wax. I wonder if I can go in the red. Give me a crap ton more charcoal. You honey.
Get out!
Oh, don't do that. Holy. I gotta go up here and get my ruins. I just wish I could upgrade the amber, 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 amber. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what I wanted to make. Oh, damn, really? Fossilized bone dust, that's what it was. Okay. Where did I put that? Where did I put that? Where did I put that? That's where I put it. Charcoal. Bronze bar. You go up there and grab it.
Strike while the iron's hot.
Should I try that? Oh, that might go up to be even higher. Oh, snap. Wait a minute. Is there something in here I can... This is 66. This has the potential to... Yo, nuh-uh. No. There's no way.
Break a leg.
Oh, it's two-handed though. Fuck. This. You know what? We'll put that mace back up there. We'll keep it. I'll keep it in case think I want to. I don't need to use that now. I feel like I should do a fight. Oh shit. Yo! Come on. Oh shit. I mean, I really want to take on that well. Really? Damn. Oh man. I wonder. Where is this at? Oh, yo, holy. Okay, but how do I get it? Uh, no. Oh, yeah. I think I'm just going to call it for the night. Because I'm going to have to get ready to go to bed soon. Thank you, everybody that tuned in for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And look at my channel for other videos that I've done. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Also, like I keep trying to tell everybody, let everybody know, this weekend, I'll be streaming on my Twitch. So, don't forget about that. Void God Gazettas. And I'll see you guys in the next live stream. Deuces.